Okay, so today we're gonna do another try with the pho because the last attempt we made with the Aldi's pho kit, that was a failure. It was edible, but it was a failure. But I feel like I learned some things. So we're not gonna go with the prepped broth. Instead, we're gonna make 4 cups of broth with the paste and 4 cups of broth. I've never used this. The directions are unclear. I don't know whether it comes in packets or what. We're gonna find out, I guess. That's on, that's on. Okay. And this time we're gonna cook the noodles ahead, rinse them with cold water, and have them sit so that they don't get soggy like last time. All right. It looks like tea bags. All right. So here, by the way, is the meat. We've taken the 3/4 of a pound and divvied it up into piles of slices. It looks like there's little spice bags. I'm not sure what's going on here. Are they already loaded in the spice bag? I don't think so. This is really confusing. Oh, the spice bag is different from the powder paste. It's like a very wet powder. So I guess you use 2 teaspoons of this and then whatever is in here. But they are assuming from the recipe on the there's just one of these. So they're assuming from the recipe on the back that you are cooking up apparently all 32 servings per container. And you know what? We're not doing that today. You know what? This is too complicated to figure out right now. So I think we're going to just use this because I know how to use this. And this is going to be a project for another day. All right. How long do we cook the rice noodles? We're actually going to time it this time. 4 to 6 minutes. And then flush rice vermicelli with cold water or tap water for 1 minute. Okay. So we're actually going to set the timer. Because that was the mistake I made last time. Oh, there's cold tap. Nice. How many servings in this whole thing? We probably don't need to cook the whole thing. 4 servings per container. Okay, I guess we are cooking the whole thing. Alright, reset the timer. Okay. Discard our trash. And we're going to stir the rice noodles. And we're going to pay attention and not overcook them this time. All right. Back when more exciting things are happening. Okay, we still have 2.5 minutes going on the rice noodles. This one I did look earlier, but let's look again. We're going to get the broth all prepped. Each serving is 1 tablespoon. This is 4 cups of water. That's about a tablespoon of the paste. Going in there, it's just boiling water, so we can redip the spoon. Not contaminated. And then we've got another pot of broth so that we have plenty of broth. So in all, we're making 8 cups of broth today. And this little guy is almost ready too. So now that broth is ready, and we'll just get the other one going. Here, let's not have me burn myself. And the reason why I'm making so much broth is big scoops. I almost ran out last time. And also the broth last time was kind of insipid, like it didn't have a whole lot of flavor. So this one is like not going to have that problem, hopefully. Stir that up. Oh yeah, that smells really good. We could have also used the powdered broth that you reconstitute, and I'll pop up a picture of that here. You can get it on Amazon. So if you're at a place where you don't have Asian markets near you or at all, you can get it off Amazon. You can get pretty much everything on Amazon. All right, so those rice noodles are almost certainly done. I'd rather have them a little underdone because last time soggy noodles were just like not fun. They're like, let's try one. A witch with my cauldron going. Okay. Oh, these are not quite done. Okay. Let's give it another 2 minutes because they're definitely not done. However, both of these broths are done. And the beauty of thin sliced meat for pho is that you can basically just take these super thin shredded pieces of meat, put them in there. And I think we'll do one portion at a time. That way everybody gets a fair amount of meat. I will say, just guesstimating this, I think this is more meat that we generally get at our local pho place. Keep an eye on that. Wash my hands. That's pretty much done. Where's the bowls? Oh, here we go. Behind my coffee. So the first portion of beef, it should look like this, is coming out, and it can just wait in the bowl. That's what it looks like. Doesn't look like a lot, but remember there's rice noodles going in there as well, and broth. That's more like it. We've got about maybe 1 minute with those rice noodles. I can tell they're not done because the ends of them are sticking straight up. We're going to cook the second batch of meat. It goes in there just like that. Almost done. So this is going to get rinsed. So this is going to get drained and rinsed. So that gets cut off. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to take the second batch of meat out. Cooking pho for 3 people today. And we'll get the third batch of meat going. If you're in a restaurant and you're making this stuff all day long, you know exactly how to put the rice noodles in the bottom of the bowl and then put the super thinly sliced beef on top of that and then pour boiling hot broth over it, cooking it all. Not totally confident in my abilities with that. That's why I'm doing it this way. And while this heats up and becomes done, let's talk about these noodles that are not quite done. They are soft, but not super soft. So you definitely want to take them out before, like I can pinch it with my thumbnail and it's not completely done. But that's okay, because as soon as this meat is done cooking, we're going to use the same broth. It's done cooking right now. We're going to use the same broth to heat up the noodles, and that last minute of cooking is going to be just enough to get those noodles soft but not overcooked like they were last time. The other benefit to making pho like this, as opposed to using the kit from Aldi, oh, should probably turn this burner off. It's cheaper, quite a bit cheaper. All right, had something in my eye. All right, so we're going to take roughly a portion's worth, and I found these bowls are about perfect for portioning out the right amount of rice noodles. You want about a full-ish cup, like 1.5 cups of noodles is about right. So this is portioned for one person, and we're just going to heat it up here. And then we'll portion out the next one while this is cooking. Any noodles I have left over, because they are slightly undercooked, can be heated up for another portion later. But once you leave noodles soaking around in broth, they become a tasteless mass of goo, which is what happened last time. So we don't want to go through that again. And then we have a reserve pot of broth here. And we probably want that hot because we're going to need a little extra. Got the meat in the bottom, the rice noodles are going to go on top, and then some more hot broth. But that's almost done. Let's get whatever else we're going to need for a serving fork and spoon. Ideally, we would have chopsticks to go with ramen or pho spoons, whatever you want to call them. But for some reason, I'm fresh out of chopsticks. Not sure what happened. All right, that's hot. Turn that off. And we're going to get the first one. We're also fresh out of bean sprouts, but luckily, I'm the only one that likes bean sprouts. Some people put onions and cilantro in their pho. I'm okay with it. Not a disaster if I have it, but I don't care too much either way. My kids don't like either. Some people put fresh cut jalapenos in there. I'm not a fan of that. Some people swear by them. I prefer cheap white trash hot sauce, like, Texas Pete, Tabasco, usual. All right, in go the next portion of rice noodles. So it's kind of like a last minute short order cook type of meal. And then you just spoon the broth over until it looks right. And that's it. All the meat's at the bottom, and that's okay. All right, back when more exciting things happen, and I've got the thumbnail. So this way, with the camera angled this way, you can kind of see what's going on a little bit better. So we've got the last serving of pho, which is for me. So you just basically put that 1.5 cups of nearly cooked rice noodles in there, and it's going to heat up. The whole process of heating the noodles up takes maybe a couple minutes. It doesn't take long. While that's cooking, we'll get this out of the way. Coffee time. I am old enough to remember when Chinese buffets used to just serve Chinese food. And then I also remember when they dealt with, well, not just Chinese buffets, Chinese restaurants in general. And then they dealt with the whole, do we want Chinese or do we want sushi, by adding sushi to their lineup. And in the last 10 years, I've seen another interesting trend with buffets where they will often have a pho station on larger buffets. So there'll be a guy behind there, tell him what you want, pick out the things, and hand it over to him. And they've got the steaming broth right there. So he loads the noodles into what looks like a French fryer basket. And he just loads the noodles, which are partially cooked the way we did it, and he finishes them off in the broth. And then he just literally lifts it up as you would a fryer basket, puts the hot noodles in here. This is the same kind of theory, but obviously I don't have a fuss set up in my kitchen. These are probably done now. Yes. Now I'm going to serve myself. This one's easy because almost all of it, broth and all, is going to go in here. I should probably turn this off. Another YouTube creator that I watch called That Lisa Dawn. She's great. I highly recommend her. She was doing this whole start to finish cooking thing, and she forgot to turn the burner off, and she caught it evidently in the editing process. It was funny. I like her sense of humor and her real world attitude toward life. She also does a lot of budget cooking and talks about obtaining groceries at the best price, and she feeds 3 adults. So I actually get a lot of my cooking ideas from her. Like I said, she's great. Let me see, where can I put it down where it won't get sticky? Probably nowhere. Let's deploy the kitchen towel. Here we go. Yeah, nice. All right, my turn. Now all I need is hot sauce, but I'm gonna taste it first, I promise. Okay. Okay, now we've got the right camera angle. And let's taste this. This is, by the way, the perfect soup to eat when you're not feeling well. That's good. Only needs a little more hot sauce, she says, as she sprinkles an entire cup of hot sauce on top. Actually, no, I'm not that bad. People do drag on hot sauce, and they're like, oh, it's got so much sodium. Well, in my experience, you use less sodium consuming hot sauce than, say, endless amounts of ketchup. There's a lot of salt and sugar in it. Oh yeah, that's nice. Now let's taste the noodles. Make sure I didn't overcook them. Oh yeah, pho is so much better without overcooked noodles. All right, I'm gonna go take that off for my lunch and slay that. I would give this like a 4 out of 5. It is not as good as restaurant pho, but then again, this is like saying cup of soup, chicken noodle is not as good as your grandmother's. Of course it's not. It's instant. Well, close to instant. All right, so this is what we do on this channel. I do a lot of cooking. I do product reviews. We do produce unboxings. Sometimes do videos on American school breakfast and lunch. When we go on vacation, I get the logistics of that. Everything from whether, Busch Gardens Dine All Day Pass is worth it, or tours of what the hotel rooms that we're staying in that vacation look like, so you know what you're getting into and whether it's worth your money or not. That kind of stuff. I'm probably leaving something out. Little day trips we take. So if you like that kind of boring content, come on over to my boring channel. We have a lot of it. And if you want to support me, just hit like and subscribe. I am not monetized yet. This is not sponsored. But even if you don't like and subscribe, have a fantastic day.